What is going on, YouTube? PPS here, YouTube Play of the Day. We got two spots today. I missed yesterday, just a lot of stuff going on. We're still able to get some plays out, but just kind of messed up with no pass to prop and everything there. So, yeah, it was kind of a tough one for me to try to get something out when I was kind of planning on a noon start for those. And I don't usually like making my videos that late. So I got two spots, one college basketball, one NBA, and I'm actually typing into Jackson right now, which is the thing I showed you guys prior, and I'm going to kind of get what they're going to say about my NBA prop, so you guys can kind of see what that can do for us. But I'm going to start with some college basketball after we recap here. The Virginia over did not hit. It did not go the way we planned. Obviously, Eli Holstein getting hurt in the second quarter kind of just crushed everything. That offense is just so bad without him. There's a reason why Yarnell doesn't play anymore. That dude is ass. Yeah, so we have to get it rolling here on the show. I know we are, I believe, 0-2 college basketball on the show at minus 2.26 with those. So we got to get this going. And hopefully today is the day to get this thing rolling here, get the ball going in the way we want it to go. And then obviously NBA, we are 2-1. Oop, that's college. NBA 2-1, 0.96. Let's get it rolling. We'll start out with college basketball. I'm going to be going to a pretty high number here, and that's going to be on FanDuel here at 77.5. First half over at minus 114. Excuse me. But yeah, I love fading Arkansas Pine Bluff. I love playing against them pretty much anytime I can. But a lot of times their stuff's not even on the board, and they don't even give me that many props. So really like this spot for South Florida. Looking at their numbers so far, obviously, if you look at their stuff, they're 0-2, not great, but they're playing an Arkansas Pine Bluff team, 363 in adjusted defense, 22nd in adjusted pace. So we're going to see a very fast pace here from that side. When we go to South Florida, they've had a tough spot, man. They've been in a tough little spot here because they played Florida in Florida, and obviously that's a great team. Their strength of schedule is very high up there. Their adjusted offenses they played have been 43rd in the country, 81st in adjusted defenses against. But they play fast too, 42nd in adjusted pace, middle of the pack in terms of offense, 106. But against this team, I think everybody's going to do fine, right? Because this defense is horrific, like absolutely horrific. Let's talk about this. First half points allowed. South Florida, 36 first half points allowed. Arkansas Pine Bluffs at 53.5. They've allowed 53.5 points per game in the first half. That is atrocious. If they would have given me a South Florida first half team total, I probably would have went there, but there's not that many available. I know Caesars possibly at like Canby books, but the big books, I haven't found it. So we're going to go with this. And this is pretty much the only time I can do this today. So if you do find a South Florida first half team total, drop it in the comments. I really appreciate that, just so I can kind of see where it's at. I'd be very curious. But I really like the spot. Pace, I think this guy, Jameel Reynolds, should absolutely cook these dudes. 6'11", big dude, 275. This guy should pretty much get any offensive rebound he wants. Kasan Jennings, a guy from Kennesaw last year, I think he's been their leading scorer so far, an elite scorer right now. A senior, those are the guys I like to back here, and I'd rather play the first half than try to get this big number in the second half, which I think it could definitely get to the full game over. But time me up for this first half. I think it's going to be running gun from the start. So let's take a look over on DraftKings for this one. So let me pull up my DraftKings for the first half. I'm going to another first half over, and I'm going to be going to the Boston game, 115.5. So that is over there. I'm going to show you guys again just the Jackson stuff while I pull up mine. I kind of pull up my numbers and what I'm going to talk about here. But again, Jackson, obviously a pretty cool software that my boys over at Pine, and you guys know I write articles for them there. They give you the best odds, obviously minus 110, minus one or at 115, definitely a spot there. Kind of gives you why he likes the over. Fast pace of play. Atlanta second fastest pace in the league. A lot of possessions. Should see a lot of that. Obviously, Trae Young being out is huge. But when we saw their first one, they got smoked. Trae Young only had 2 points in that game, right? Trae Young, Bogdan, and DeAndre Hunter all out there. And we've seen questionable tags on those guys there. But this is a great tool. I'll put in my promo code in the description below. 50% off. It's actually really, really nice. It really helps me get this done a lot quicker. And Pine has obviously been really good to us. Obviously, let me write articles over there as well. But Boston, dude, they're just so deep. I don't think it matters. I really don't know it, because we saw Jaylen Brown's going to play. So if Tatum sits, fine. I really don't care. If Tatum does play, these dudes should score 65 points in the first half. Boston is the number 2 first half scoring team in the NBA. The number 1 team is obviously the number 1 team in the NBA, which is the Cleveland Cavaliers, which I'm very surprised to say, because those guys usually are pretty slow, but they are just smashing teams, which I've been playing a lot of Cleveland first half overs, and they've been really good to me. Boston sitting at 62 points per game in the first half, absolutely lighting teams up. Looking at the Hawks, they are 5th at 59.5. Obviously, that takes a big hit with Trae Young, but we still got Jalen Johnson out there. Got some shooters. I don't even want to try to say the guy's name, the first overall pick. He's obviously been stepping up quite a bit lately. We've seen him have I think it was the 35-point game where he went absolutely berserk. I don't even want to try to pronounce it. I'm not good at not pronouncing these types of names, but I do like Dyson Daniels as a player. I think that'll obviously keep the pace where I want it to be. Both these teams should run and gun. I have no issues thinking that this Boston team can put up 60 points in this first half, and I think we could even see higher than that. But I know there's not going to be much out with the Tatum news and the Trae Young news. But, yeah, I don't mind Dyson Daniels running the point here. But I just think Boston should steamroll, and the pace of this game should allow Atlanta to at least get me to like that 55 range, 50 range, especially with how fast this should move. So Atlanta getting torched from the 3. Boston shoots a ton of them. You got Peyton Pritchard probably starting if Tatum sits. I mean, this is gonna be a pretty fun game. So I'm excited to watch. Even though the spread is absolutely huge. Don't want to touch the full game. Only the first half. Boston first half over 115.5 at -110. So thank you guys for tuning in. I really appreciate all your support. Again, I'll drop the description in the description, the Pine Sports link there as well. It's just a super easy tool, especially if you don't have much time and you want to build your own plays and make your own stuff and use what I'm saying more towards, kind of helping you be a better. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'll see you tomorrow. Pass the prop, ready to go for a Thursday night game, and it's actually a really good one. So I'm excited. Have a good one, guys. Best of luck tonight, and let's cash some tickets.